السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. بسم الله الذي لا إله سواه، والحمد لله، والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم تقبل منا صيامنا وصلاتنا وقيامنا. Only a miserable person, shaqi, that is, whose outcome is terrible in the hereafter, especially. That person will lose the sense of compassion and the sense of mercy and the sense of kindness and the sense of gentleness. There is no good, there is no khair in a person, no matter how much they think they know or they don't know, if they are rude, if they are ruthless, if they are merciless, and no matter what they claim and what they preach. Ramadan and the fasting of the month of Ramadan, part of the blessings of it is to help the hearts change to the better. And of that better change is to be compassionate, to be merciful. If when we fast, we don't change to feeling compassion for those who are helpless and needy and homeless and hurt and in pain, when we don't feel anything, well, that's a sign of a heart that could be miserable, of a person that could be miserable. That's a sign of a person that could, wal-'iyadhu billah, be led to commit, because of the lack of rahmah, that which is awful, that which is unacceptable, that which is immoral as well. The month of Ramadan and the fasting is to strengthen our resolve, to help us develop more control of our own drives, especially negative drives, whatever they may be, those drives. As we have said many times, when we fast, please remember, learn to fast and implore Allah to help us fast when, in a way that we are fasting not only refraining from eating and drinking, but fasting with our qulub, with our hearts, with our eyes, with our ears, with our tongues, with our hands, with our feet, with our power, with our resources, with our drives. All they should be in fasting. And fasting, sama means sakana, to be serene, to be in quietude, to be in balance. It helps us control the drives that are negative. Again, as we have learned, if during this month of Ramadan we commit that which Allah does not love, as we said, that should teach us about our nufus. Because shaitan is chained and shackled during the month of Ramadan. What remains is your nafs and my nafs. And that will help us discover what nafs we have to control. We have been talking about the fiqh of siyam in the context, remember, of the theme that we started with the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah. What was the theme that we were addressing? Khilafah. Inni ja'ilun fil ardi khalifa. And it is in that context that you are speaking of these issues. And we learned from the fiqh of fasting last time that I know many perhaps were not familiar with, though that is in the old traditions of our teachings, and so much of the teachings of our beautiful deen is not known even to those who claim to know and even teach. And may Allah help us all. We've learned that, for example, ta'jeel al-fitr, to expedite iftar. Expedite does not necessarily mean the second the adhan is called, you must eat. Ta'jeel al-iftar, as the other texts have been shown to us, it's an interval of time. From the adhan when it is called until when? Until the appearance of the star. As long as we do that before اشتباك النجوم أو ظهور النجم, as long as we do that before that, that's the time of the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, because he himself taught that as well sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the companions, like, not all, like Sayyidina Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhum, used to, in accordance to what is related in authentic hadith, their practice in having iftar, that they would first perform Salatul Maghrib and then have iftar after that. And some other companions did the other way also. Once the adhan is called, they have iftar. All that interval is what is the sunnah and what is mustahab. What is makruh is to go beyond that interval of time after the najm, the star, appeared in the sky. Then if you wait until that time deliberately thinking this is the better way for no other legitimate reason, then that's makruh. Also Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, please know, so that we learn more of the spirit of this, or the fasting of the month of Ramadan. Especially he, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, used to fast in the month of Ramadan and fast uninterruptedly without having any iftar whatsoever for many consecutive days. For many consecutive days, as Imam both Bukhari and Muslim relate. To the extent that some companions, when they saw that, they said, Ya Rasulullah, inna naraka tuwasil. We see that you are not interrupting your fasting. You're not having any iftar for days. He said, Inni lastu ka ahadikum. Inni abitu yut'imuni rabbi wa yasqin. He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I am not like you. I am with Allah Azza wa Jal. Abit at night. But it means all the time. My Lord feeds me and gives me drink. And that's not, of course, physical food, not physical drink. Those whose hearts are attached to Allah Azza wa Jal experientially, wijdaniyan, not simply theoretically and academically, know what that means. And they don't feel hungry. The least suffices them. أبيت يطعمني ربي ويسقين. He says, don't do like me. I'm not like you. Out of compassion, out of rahmah for us and for them. Don't do that. You won't be able to. You'll hurt yourselves. Most of us will be hurt. Yet he also said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as Imam al-Bukhari relate, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said that لا تواصلوا. In other words, do not fast consecutive days, or do not fast without having an iftar at Maghrib, for example. Do not do that. Out of, again, compassion and mercy and kindness. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But he says, with that, لا تواصلوا. But he continues to say, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَأَيُّكُمْ أَرَادَ أَنْ يُوَاصِلْ فَلْيُوَاصِلْ إِلَى السَّحَرِ. End of quote. وَأَيُّكُمْ أَرَادَ أَنْ يُوَاصِلَ فَلْيُوَاصِلْ إِلَى السَّحَرِ. End of quote. رواه البخاري. On the authority of Sayyidina Abi Sa'id al-Khudri. He said, do not do wisal. Continue your fast without having any iftar. But if you want to do that, you insist to do that, then you may do that until sahar time. For a person like most of us in this time, we are so gluttonous, and we love to eat, and we are so weak in our nufus, and our nufus are not tamed, uncontrollable, to the extent that we say the things we don't control, we do the things we don't control ourselves, we behave in adversity and in prosperity in ways that are not proper, excessive. We need to tame our nufus. We need to say to the nafs, no, no, no. For a person like that, like me, it is good to say to yourself at Maghrib time, no, I'm not going to eat now. I'm not going to have this water every time around me. I'm going to repeat, this is the third time I'm saying it. I'm going to have a meal in the musalla again. I want to have quality time with Allah. I want this nafs of mine to be in control, to be controlled, not in control of me. Because when I'm not in control of my nafs, that's when I'm going to go do the wrong things. Worse than excessive eating. Because it's the same nafs, the uncontrollable nafs, that does those things. So he said, this is sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But if you want to, for a good reason, alhamdulillah, then you may do that up to sahar time. And then eat not with vengeance. Sip of water, few dates, light things, and keep it the next day. But let us not make of the month of Ramadan, my beloved brothers and sisters, a celebration of eating and of celebration of nafs. Again, to the extent that in some of our Muslim countries, in Ramadan, they have concerts. In Ramadan, there are concerts at night. Instead of people going to salawat, being in dhikr, they spend the nights until 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, watching concerts. And eating, and drinking, and kind. And some die out of excessive eating in the very first days of Ramadan. Isn't it true? That's the reports I received. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us. May Allah guide us. May Allah help us be in control of ourselves. For when we are not in control of ourselves, there are very serious consequences, damaging consequences to the self, to others, to the faith itself, and to the preservation of the faith itself and the promotion of the faith itself. Not only life. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.